Sweden and Austria, the final teams to play game 2 of this World Junior Championship. Sweden a win over Switzerland to get things going, and Austria coming off a loss to Germany in game 1. Officiating crew for this afternoon's contest: Riku Brandner of Finland and Christoph Holm of Sweden are your referees. Kevin Briganti of the United States and Nico Jussi of Finland are the linesmen. Kelly Klang will get the start in goal. Pittsburgh draft pick traded to Anaheim in that Ricard Raquel deal. And Sebastian Ranischitz will get the start. A .915 save percentage in the SHL with Rogel last year for him. Tomas Montan in behind the bench for Sweden, took over in 2016. He was an assistant with the World Championship team in Finland. And it is Philip Pinter, 37 years of age. He replaces Roger Batter, who stays on as manager of this Austrian team. Austria and Sweden as Friday afternoon gets going here in Edmonton.
Okay, guys, another good day for hockey here in Canada. Let's go.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This will get chipped in. And Sweden back to regroup. Urbanic dumping that one in for Austria. Lindner trying to work it free. Does. Jams it back in behind the Swedish net. Grabbed off by Emil Andrea. On for Olofsson. Olofsson plays it through the middle. That gets knocked down by Wallner. And this will get flipped up out to center ice. Knocked down and brought right back in by Wallinder, but it gets turned over and right back up the ice. There's something we saw the other day in the Swedish game, trying to carry it in, and some turnovers at the offense or the offensive blue line. Leo Loof, who missed game 1 serving a suspension from an incident that happened back in December, is in the lineup for Sweden. In across, short side try. Good rush there by Olofsson. Or Isaac Rosine takes that to the net. Dackett comes at the line. Leo Loof walks in, takes the shot. Sends it across. Quick shot there by Ljungman. And that got blocked, and it will get cleared out at center ice. Taken by Lysell. Lysell will send this in, hit to the bench, and Sweden will start a line change. As Tialer back forward for Austria. Sends it to the near corner. Reinbacher will play it around the boards. A couple of youngsters in the Austrian lineup that will be wearing the full shield. David Reinbacher will turn 18 in October. And Ian Scherzer, number 26, a 2005 birth date, as Ranischitz will make the save and hang on to it.
Well, right off the bat, Lorenz Lindner steps right up. And for Austria to stay in the game, you got to be aggressive. You can't be sitting back on your heels waiting for the play to come at you. Lindner does that. And then they get right on the attack here. Again, play on your toes. Play forward as much as you can. And then you see this play by Rosine. But what we've seen from Ranischitz over the World Junior when it was in the bubble a couple years ago, he can provide that real top-notch goaltender.
He's been busy. When you go back over the games that he has played at this event. A Vegas draft pick kept in at the blue line briefly. But Terry Mackey back forward for Sweden. Carries it wide. He'll put on the brakes, gets forced to the corner there by Luca Auer. Luca Auer spent a half an hour in the penalty box the other night, picked up 31 minutes in penalties. Played back to the blue line. Andrea, after the loose puck, sends it all the way around. Race to the far side. Warnecki trying to get there for Austria. Finally does track it down. Jammed himself up against the boards, and a backhand clearing attempt failed to work. And it gets kept in at the blue line and sat back down low by Mans Forsfjall. Grabbed off into the slot for Sodin. Sodin lets the shot go. That got blocked. Leo Loof jumps on a loose puck and spins it back down low. Comes all the way around, played back to the blue line, no one there, and this will go all the way down the ice.
One of the challenges for Austria, and we just saw a little glimpse of it when they're in the defensive zone, Sweden knows how to cycle the puck and run you out of position, and you can stand and try to maintain position, but you got to find a way to bust that type of play, and that becomes a real challenge for Austria.
Speaking of time in the penalty box, Niederbach out there now for Sweden. He spent some time in there. 3 penalties, including a major in game 1, and looking for him to be more of an offensive contributor. Did pick up an assist in that opening win for Sweden.
You see a pretty good opportunity coming off the wall. Real good short area game, small area game, and just a nice move by Shodin, and then Loof jumps right into the attack, and a little high deflection there by Schoenborg, and Renishid had to be real sharp on that save.
Edmondson plays it up the boards. We talked before the opening game that Edmondson was going to be seeing plenty of ice time. 26 minutes and 9 seconds for him in that game. That is number 1 in the World Junior Championship after the 1 game that he has played. So Leo Loof, who did not play the opening game, is back in the lineup, but still no Anton Olsen from that defense corps, still missing, injured in the pre-tournament game against Canada. Out today, is expected to play in the next game for Sweden, which is against the United States. And he is expected to be in the lineup for that game. Taken through center. Scherzer, the other youngster we talked about, will dump it in, gets tied up there with Edmondson. Rosine through center, dumps it in. Lysell goes after it, puts on the brakes, tight turn, sends it back at the line. Wallinder with the shot, scramble in front of the net, and the puck gets chipped over top the net. Back to the front of the net. Rosine puts it to the far side, comes off the boards, kept in at the blue line. As Janssen will come near side, back for Rosine. He goes high short side. Thought he had some room up there, missed the target. Rosine with a goal in the opening game, the win over Switzerland. And Sweden back to regroup. Schedule gets busy now for both these teams, with this only being game 2. Sweden back at it Sunday and Monday. Against the United States Sunday, and then Germany on Monday. To wrap up, that game will be the final game of the preliminary round. Tuesday will be an off day, and maybe the most important day of the tournament, at least in the early going, is the quarterfinal day, because you lose, you go home. After that, you play on for medals. Loose in the corner, and Luca Auer trying to clear. At the blue line, this will get kept in. Emil Andrea. He'll dish it off. This gets sent down low by Ogren. Comes back for Andrea at the line. Andrea getting pressured there. Body to the sideboards by Moritz Lackner. Cleared down the ice, and this will be an icing call against Austria.
Well, it's one thing to talk about Fabien Lysell as being a good offensive player, but he's also got a real drive and intensity to get in and around the net, a real good play, and then you see him hungry here looking for that puck. He knows he's going to take contact, but if you want to be successful and you need to get into those areas, and Fabien Lysell, the reason he is successful is because he literally pays the price to score. 22 goals with the Vancouver Giants in the Western Hockey League last year. Olofsson lets the wrister go from the blue line. That's turned aside. Shots 5-1 favoring Sweden. There's another one there as it comes into the crease. And Ranishitz will hang on to it. And there has been plenty of action around that Austrian net. There's the attempt by Lysell as Ranishitz gets put right back into the net, but the puck stays out. Seen how good Sebastian Ranishitz could be, and you know he holds his ground. I mean, he's gonna do everything he can to keep his team close in the game, but the contact and the head's always following the play. Watch how his head is. A great kick save there. And where does that puck? He looks behind him. He looks to his right. Never gives up on a play. Lysell just misses. The little flip goes over the net. And he knows he's going to get a lot of work, Dennis, and he's up to the task. Like, you talk about putting on your work boots. It's exactly what he does.
Back in 2021, 61 saves in a game against Sweden, 54 saves in a game against Czechia, and in the opening game of this championship, stopped 40 of 44.
Yeah. You know, and it's not accidental what he does. He's got real good fundamental goaltending technique. He's got a good mind in terms of reading the game, and he's got good skill.
Vegas draft pick with Robin Leonard's situation. Maybe he gets a look there, but things on his plate here as the 2022 summer edition of the World Junior Championship continues here in Edmonton. Loof back into his own end. Loof getting chased all the way back into the corner. Leo Loof, a St. Louis draft pick. Lidner in his own end for Austria. Banks it on for Duchesne. Back for Lidner. Lidner will snap this up the boards. It gets to center ice no further. And right back in again. And Austria will regroup. Not a lot of room for Urbanic. Finally jams this to the Sweden line. Turning it right back up is Wallinder. One of 3 Detroit Red Wing draft picks in this game. And there was almost 4, except not in the lineup for Austria's young Kasper. Shot through some traffic. Ranishitz will make the glove save. And he will hang on to it.
Well, William Wallinder is one of those Red Wings picks. Another one of those top-notch skating defensemen. He's going to lean more towards being a defensive player that moves the puck up, defends real well, breaks the cycle. I mean, his offense isn't going to be at that elite level, but you need all types of defensemen because you can't get on the offense if you can't get out of your zone. If you're going to just sit back on your heels, you can't bust the cycle. That's what Wallinder can do.
Well, you had a look at all 3 of them there. Edvinsson, Wallinder, and Niederbach, the other Red Wing pick in this game. And the Red Wings have had some success from Sweden. Nicholas Lidstrom, Henrik Zetterberg, Thomas Holmstrom, Johan Franzen, Nicholas Kronwall, Lucas Raymond, now young Kasper.
Yep. Yeah. The Kasper
who played in Sweden, but he's from Austria.
Yeah. And draft picks. I mean, you know, we just talked about Edvinsson and Wallinder and Niederbach. And
another save by Ranchitz. He will hang on to it. And another face-off in the Austrian zone. Austria coming off that 4-2 loss against Germany. They were outshot 44-17. Had a 1-0 lead and a 2-1 lead. And then Germany just kept coming and coming. A great game for Alexander Blank. For Germany, had a hat-trick in that game in just over 6 minutes of play. Olsson takes the pass, takes a look. That goes off the body and wide. Edvinsson goes after it. Edvinsson roughed up in the corner by Lucas Horl. And the puck squirts free and onto the stick of Oscar Meyer. Meyer will send it on and across for Tyler. Tried to pull it back and fire it. And we are getting an interference penalty being called, and the first power play of the hockey game is going to go to Austria.
Sweden, play number 29, minor penalty, interference.
So Daniel Torgerson will head to the penalty box for this play right there.
Yeah, he mishandles the puck deep in the corner, and then Austria, again, we talk about getting on your toes and playing forward. They did, and then Torgerson takes that interference penalty in the neutral zone and an opportunity on the power play. They only have 1 shot through just over 8 minutes.
Shots 11-1. First shot in the game belonged to Austria. So Sweden now with 11 straight. in this game, but Sebastian Ranischitz doing what Sebastian Ranischitz does, and that stops pucks. Flipped up at center. And the power play will try and get set up. Urbanic dumping it deep. Comes back to Senna Peters. Peters will play it down low. Key part of this Austrian offense. A goal and an assist in game one. Led them in ice time. There's a shot from the high slot. Tialer let that one fly. And Tyler's shot goes off a body and up and out of play.
So, you know, right now, Austria has their highest skilled players on the ice, but the ability to do things quickly, you break down the defense, and this is a real good little play here off the half wall, down low, Peters, but the shot's wide open, but you see him handle the puck, handle it again, and that allows the Swedish player to get in there and deflect the puck. You got to be a lot quicker when you get that opportunity in there to get that puck off your stick, because the quickness in terms of Sweden closing is significant.
Tialer with another shot, scramble in front, and a chip shot from Wallner, and that got over top of Klang's right shoulder and bounces off the crossbar. Urbanic wires one from the line, save made, and the rebound gathered in and snapped down the ice by Ljungman. Peters played 21 minutes and 11 seconds in the game against Germany. Led them in that category, had 5 shots on goal, led them in that category, and had a goal and an assist in that 4-2 loss. Reinbacher gets to the line, and there's going to be offside called here as Luca Auer jumped the gun on that left side.
Well, Reinbacher was a little bit of a delay, but Niederbach on the penalty kill makes a real good play underneath the stick. He deflects it enough where you can see where there's not a clean shot here. It's a real good opportunity there by Wallner, but Niederbach disrupts the motion of the stick enough where he doesn't get a clean shot off.
Calle Klang, the netminder, will settle this down and snap it all the way down the ice. David Reinbacher, who plays in Switzerland in Cloten. Circling back is Ostermeyer. Out of the box is Torgerson. 2 shots on that power play for Austria. And this game remains 0-0. There's a look at Luca Auer. Had a double minor, a minor, and a major in the game against Germany. So he'll be looking to spend a little more time on the ice in this game. But it happens. I mean, we saw Niederbach pick up a major penalty as well. They review some of the calls. This gets turned over in the corner. Forsberg sends it back in behind the net. Sweden right back in on the attack. Sjödin or Sjöberg trying to center that. Got intercepted. And Auer jams it up the board, stays in the zone though. Loop from the line, save, rebound, and Ranischitz down as Steenbjörk has an opportunity, goes to the backhand, and a good save there by Ranischitz. No score, Sweden and Austria.
Stjornborg, we saw him with another good opportunity here. Real good play. He wins the puck along the boards, ties up the Austrian player, but then he comes right back to the net, and he makes a really good move, getting himself going left to right and giving himself a better shooting angle, but Ranischitz stays right with him. It's a really good fundamental goaltending exhibition by just sliding over there. He doesn't commit too soon, comes up with a big save.
Steenborg, a Chicago pick out of Vaxio. Face-off will be in the Austrian zone. Ljungman. And his line out for Sweden. And Ljungman to take the face-off against Finn Van Eep. And Austria will clear. Rosine with some room, and then ran out of room. And turned right back up the ice. Good hustle, that will negate the icing. There's Jonas Dobnik first on it. Ties it up in behind the net. Dobnik is Canadian first on it. Ties it up in behind the net. Dobnik is Canadian-born. Born on Niagara on the lake. Tied up in front of the Sweden bench. Hengelmuller gets it inside the Swedish line. Doesn't get it deep, though. Emil Andrea will send it back in, and after it is Mitrovic. Mateo Mitrovic in a battle in the corner. Niederbach, Lysell, as they try and work it free, comes back to the blue line and deflected away by Oscar Meyer. Mitrovic covers up, sends it to the near side for Wallner. Wallner gets it on for Thyler. Got away from him. And Sweden back up with Olsson. Olsson hits the line, chips it deep. Lidner to the backboard. Lidner gets pressured from both sides. Niederbach centers for Torgerson. He had a good look there. And Ranishitz with a good save. Torgerson with another shot. That one never got through. Olsson at the line. Olsson slides it on for Edmundson. Edmundson takes it behind the Austrian net. Takes a look, puts on the brakes. Tight turns, trying to lose the checking Getfries. Back into the corner it goes. Thyler trying to tie it up. Edmundson at the line, tees it up, wires it, scores! Head up, took a look. With some traffic in front. And that catches the far corner, 1-0 Sweden.
He tried to make a move from the corner to the front of the net, and he lost the puck. You know, the attempt was nice. But when he gets this puck, he has his focus clearly on getting it on the net, and he literally loads up on this shot. And it comes one where he just overpowers Renishitz. He's in good position, but it's such a perfectly placed shot. Renishitz maybe a little bit overplays to his right, but look at the head up, and that is wired. And there's no doubt from Simon Edmundson, it was like, that was my intent, and I accomplished what I set out to do.
Had an assist in the opening game, so picks up his first goal of this 2022 World Junior Championship. The Detroit draft pick. 6'6", 207 for the 19-year-old. Reinbacher.
There are many things to like about Simon Edmundson, but one of the things, you know, that makes him such a special prospect and player is that he's got a calm competitiveness to him. He is intense. He's don't think that his well doesn't run deep, because it does. And, you know, you think about all the other skill attributes, the size attributes. He's got a chance to be a real significant part of success for the Red Wings in the future.
In across for Helge Grands. Backhands it into the Austrian zone. Right back up. Long lead pass intended for Finn Van Ee. And that failed to materialize, and an icing call against Austria.
Here's Edmundson again. You know, here's the play from the corner. And, you know, you love this is when he picks up the puck at the point after the corner, but just wires. Looks like Renishitz gets a little piece of it, but that's, again, he just overpowers Renishitz. And, you know, there's just a focus to get that puck to the net through the legs.
Traffic in front. There's a wrister from up top from Olsson that dings off the crossbar and up and out of play.
You talk about ability to shoot the puck and be dangerous from 40 feet. Well, watch Olsson here. He just gets that puck. It's 55 feet right off the crossbar. Now, I keep thinking about Olsson, the Colorado Avalanche draft pick, you know, playing behind Rantanen, and, you know, he's not ready to play there this year, I don't believe, but in a year's time, more skill coming to Colorado.
Good speed by Finn Van Ee to find some room into that Swedish zone, but right back up for Niederbach. Niederbach cuts to the middle. Finn Van Ee got back to knock it off of his stick. Olsson follows up on the play. Olsson plays it back at the line for Leo Loof, poked off the stick of Leo Loof by Moritz Lackner. Olsson carries it back in, gets tied up there with Lidner. Into the pile comes Chaudin. He'll work it free. Chaudin takes a look. Dishes it off at the line. It's skipped over the stick of Wallinder. And Andrea will gather it at center ice and put this right back into the Austrian zone. 5 minutes left to go, period one. Edmondson with the only goal of this period. Tessa and Cheryl coming up between periods 1 and 2. This gets pinned to the backboards. Primal got double team there. Puck comes loose. Quick shot off the stick of Steenberg. That went wide. Comes back at the line, and another opportunity from the high slot from Magnuson on the redirect, and that went wide. Corralled on the far side by Chaudin. Edmondson is in from the line. Plays it back up top for Magnuson. Magnuson will go across ice and then gets it back. All sorts of traffic in front of the Austrian net. Shot to the short side, that got blocked. And then it gets chopped down the ice by Lidner. And this will be an icing call.
Well, this is an example of how Sweden can just wear you down. You look at the Austrian players now, sticks on their knees, a fresh group of Swedes coming out on the ice, trying to take advantage of the tired group from Austria. And if you can't break up that play in your defensive zone, you're going to be defending for a long time. You're going to get tired. Now they're vulnerable after the icing.
Austria back at it tomorrow. Another noon start here in Edmonton for them. That'll be against the United States. And then Austria will wrap things up with a Monday noon game against Austria. Again, no relegation, but if you want to make the quarterfinals, Austria against Switzerland, that last game, probably a big one for Austria. And again, Austria minus some players who are eligible to be here but are not. So 1-0 is the score in favor of Sweden. There's the goal from the defenseman Edmondson with 3:34 left to go here in period number 1. And the fans enjoying that. Coverage of the Women's World Hockey Championship begins August 25th. Team Canada will make its tournament debut against Finland. Live from Denmark, TSN is your home for coverage all tournament long. Kenzie Lalonde and Cheryl Pounder will have the call on that one. Tessa and Cheryl coming up when period number 1. There they are. They're ready.
Looks like they've been taking really good notes.
As they always do.
So, yeah, and the play has been down in their corner.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, the second period might be a little bit more of a challenge for them. But you're right, with the shots being 18-3 in favor of Sweden, most of the action has been down to our left here in Edmonton.
Tessa, who's a terrific golfer, sacrificing the day today to do the panel because James Duthie really wanted to get on the golf course.
You're saying some of our people are out enjoying the game of golf?
Well, I don't know if they're enjoying it. It all depends on what their score is. You know, I haven't had any updates.
Actually, I saw the live recruiters making their way out to the golf course. So maybe they're tracking some of those guys down. Maybe that'll be the latest news that James Duthie and Bob McKenzie and Jeff O'Neill are joining the tour. Edmondson at the line will hold this in, looking for a little bit of room. Got stripped of the puck, and Filer for Austria will bounce it out at center, and then it will get put down the ice by Oscar Meyer. And we'll have a line change now for Austria. 2.5 to go, period 1. Edmondson gets tied up along the near side wall. Unable to get a stick on that, though, was Senna Peters. And it gets cleared down the ice. 3 seasons in the queue with the Halifax Mooseheads for Senna Peters. There's a long shot. Radish hits another save. We talked about how busy he has been in previous games at the World Junior Championship. And it looks like this will be another one where he will face a lot of shots. McChesney trying to bust his way through. McChesney got stopped. Andrea there to try and work the loose puck free. Senna Peters there for Austria. Stuffed back to the blue line. Lucas Horl Try to get it back down low, unable to do so, and Olsson sends this right up the middle. And almost a break right into the zone for Niederbach. And Klang will stop it. And Emil Andrea, 33 points last year with HV 71, a Philadelphia draft pick out of Jan Koping. There's a short side try, rebound, and a big chance for Lysell on that backside, but he couldn't tap it home.
You can't help but see glimpses of Brendan Gallagher and Lysell. The size, the skill, the drive to the net, tenacity.
In across the line, Urbanic, that's as far as he gets, delayed offside. Back up for Rosine. Sends it cross ice, Lysell goes after it. Back there first, though, was Martin Urbanic to chop it up the boards. Ends up on the stick of Luca Auer. He tried to send it out and sends it out of the ice surface. We'll get a stoppage.
Fabian Lysell, the net guard hanging, but here's a play towards the net, and that Renishit's here, and he's kind of pointed at the referee. What's going on there? And there's a play coming back to the net. That's Lysell again. And if you're not sure where Lysell is, just look towards the net area.
Slap shot from the line, save made as Helga Grands, the LA draft pick, unloaded on that one. We talked about quarterfinals and how important next Wednesday is. Our second game today is huge. Slovakia and Latvia, when you look at that group, and again, no relegation, so both teams will be in Atlantic Canada, Moncton and Halifax in December, but if you want to make the quarterfinals, that is a big game for those two teams this afternoon. Penalty coming up on the play. It is going to be a power play for Sweden that is probably going to come in the second period. So a 1-0 lead for Sweden. We'll take another look at the penalty as Primal gets tied up there with Olsson and gets the skate and maybe the stick a little bit, but more the skate.
Looks totally accidental and incidental.
Yeah. So Sweden will get the power play. They will get the fresh ice as well, as the entire 2 minutes will be, or less, will be at the start of the second period. 20 minutes done. Sweden and Austria, a 1-0 lead on a goal by the defenseman Edvinsson. 1-0 Sweden over Austria.
Welcome back to Edmonton. In case you missed that first period, here is what took place. Sweden massively outshooting Austria in this one, 21-3. Branischitz for Austria, very busy in that net, I'll tell you. Simon Edvinsson with the lone goal. All right, we're set for the second period. Let's get to Dennis and Craig, who will have the call.
Yeah, Tessa, not a lot of surprises in that opening period. Sweden was the better team. Sebastian Branischitz was busy, and Sebastian Branischitz was good. Yeah,
and we've seen that time and time again over the World Junior Championships, you know, going back to the bubble in 2021. I mean, the one thing he's so good at is that, you know, he just stays right in the game. If you watch Branischitz play, you wouldn't know if the goal score is 0-0, if they're down by 2. And he's such a good, solid netminder with respect to knowing what the challenges are going to be and standing up to them. I mean, you know, you never see Austria sag because they have him in the net, and his ability to just continue to compete and make the saves against some really good quality opportunities is really significant for Austria. So he faced 20 in that opening period. There is some of the work, or 21. There's some of the work. 2021, 68 shots. 2022, he had 65 in one game. He won the other night, only 44. That would have seemed like a walk in the park for him. Simon Edvinsson had 3 shots in that opening period. So they've washed the ice, and Sweden will get a 2-minute power play on this fresh ice, as the penalty coming right at the end of the period. And across, Lysell will bust his way through.
Sweden on the power play in the opening game, 0 for 2. Austria on the penalty kill in its opening game. They killed 4 of 6. Lysell gets this towards the front of the net, makes its way to the corner. Rosine on the loose puck. He'll send it back up top. And off a skate. Rosine again, sends it back. Helga Granz. Granz will play it for Lysell. Lysell trying to get it to the goal line, does. A centering attempt there. That didn't get to the front of the net. There's a shot, scores! Rosine gets his second of the tournament on a great setup to the near side and a 2-0 lead for Sweden.
Well, this all starts with a great entry, and I know the person that's going to be most impressed is Cheryl Pounder, because she talked about Sweden needing to enter the zone with speed and not doing it. Well, they do it right off the bat. But, you know, a real good save here, just off the right. The stretching out as far as he can. But now the goal, and you watch Rosine step in here. You just love the pass by Lysell, and Rosine just steps into that beautifully. I love the knee on the ice, and Renichatz, despite a great effort to try to get across, has no chance.
So the power play connects. First power play goal of this World Junior Championship for Sweden. And the second for Rosine. And a 2-0 lead. Gets cleared right back out to the blue line. Does not clear the zone, though. Olsson going after it. Comes back at the line. Forstfjell will send it down low. Wallner sends it back up from where it came. And Forstfjell will send it right back down low. And now Wallner will get a handle on it. Send it all the way down the ice. But this will be an icing call.
But you go to the dressing room, and you know you're going to have to kill a penalty right off the bat. And, you know, this is what you get to face. Real good, talented Swedish group, and Lysell just picture perfect through the seam. And Rosine steps right into it and makes no mistake.
Puck free in the corner. Urbanek trying to bat it up the left side boards, kept in at the blue line by Granz. So Rosine from Lysell and Granz, the scoring play on that power play marker. This gets chipped off the boards and back down the ice by Lucas Steiler. He led all Austrian players in ice time in that opening period at 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
It was a great play by Liam Ogren on the back check. He was the captain of the Swedish team at the U18 this previous April that won gold. And he was playing at 65%. He was playing with a non-displaced fracture in his ankle. But I'll tell you what, his ability to play hard and to play with real purpose in all the critical and challenging areas of the game. Real good player, very, very strong leader. That's a game that reminds me a little bit of Gabriel Landeskog, the fellow Swede, captain of the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche.
Good comparison. Big skates to fill. Ian Scherzer takes a bump in the corner for Austria. He'll get a little bit of help on the play now as Dobnik will go in. Waiting at the line for it, holding it in was Mitrovic. Now Austria will start a line change, and this will get sent in by Magnuson and gets cleared right back out by Reinbacher. Out through center. Primal, that's as far as he gets rubbed out on the far side. Lysell carries it back in, snaps one short side wide. Johnson in from the line, bats it down low. Youngman gets taken down by Auer. Comes to the near side boards. And a good puck battle there. Finn Van Ee can clear the zone, and a long shot stop by Renichatz. Comes around, Van Ee on it again, but again, Rosine gets inside position. Rosine plays it on for Lysell. Lysell sends it back for Rosine. Back for Lysell. Watched there by Luca Howard. Lysell walks it to the front of the net. Good stick work in tight by Lysell to create a good scoring opportunity. And Radoschitz may have got a piece of that on the short side.
Well, we saw in the first period that Fabian Lysell was all in and around the net, had the puck a lot, and it has been no different here in the second period, beginning with that entry on the power play, the patience, the shiftiness, being able to make those plays. Hungry. He's a hungry goal scorer.
Big day for Austria at the draft. Marco Kasper went number 8 overall to the Detroit Red Wings. Kasper plays in Rogla. I mentioned that earlier. Dave Poulin spent 1 year in Rogla. In fact, his best offensive year as a pro came there when he notched 35 goals. Cleared out to the blue line and brought back in offside is called here against Sweden.
I was talking about Liam Ogren, earlier, and I mean, this is a really hard play. Coming back knowing I'm going to have to skate, I'm in a body-on-body battle, and he's just determined to win it. I mean, those are plays that don't show up in really any critical area, but you negate something where your opponent might be able to gain the puck, and as you get against better competition, you don't want to allow that to happen. And Liam is such a strong competitor, and he treats every play as so critically important. No surprise that he's captain of the U18 team.
First round pick, had 33 goals last year in 30 games in Djurgården. This gets flipped back into the corner. Urbanek trying to find a little bit of room, and just none there for him to work it out of the zone for Austria. Schoenberg plays it back at the line. Johnson goes cross ice. Johnson gets it back. Lets the long shot go. That goes off the leg and wide. Good bump in the corner there from Schoenberg. Linus Schodin gets it back at the line. It gets sent deep. Gets tied up along the boards where Necki tried to handle it cleanly. Just no room for Austria to get going. Johnson plays this cross ice. Wrister from Leo Loof. And now on the line change, a bit of a break. But unable to break free was Oscar Meyer, as he comes off the bench on that line change and almost found himself going in alone. Loof will play this up, and it gets chipped out at center ice. Reinbacher will chase this back for Austria. He'll send it across for Tialer and then get it back. And then he'll play it back into his own zone, and Christoph Tialer will try it again. December was the first major IIHF event for Tialer, and back here now for the summer edition. Chipped off the boards by Wernicke. Again, it ends up on a Swedish stick for a split second, and then a long slap shot from Tialer, and that is gloved by Klang, who has not been very busy at all in this game. There's the power play marker. Rosén finds the back of the net, and Sweden with a 2-0 lead here in the second period. So Sweden with the 2-0 lead here in the second period. Some of this action right along the boards, the chop, the broken stick, and no penalty on the slash that breaks the stick, and no penalty on the few seconds that he plays with the broken stick.
Well, then he decides he's going to go off the ice. I mean, Sweden's establishing presence 5-on-5, and then kind of says, well, maybe I'm no help without a stick, so I better go get one. But for a period of time there, it was 5-on-4 for Sweden in the offensive zone.
Borrell from the line doesn't get it through. Scherzer snaps one. That never got through either. And now taken by Lysell. His lead pass, that got stopped. McChesney breaks that up at the Austrian line. Helga Granz will send this all the way around the boards. Sweden's next action against the United States, and the hope and the plan is that defenseman Anton Olsson, a national draft pick out of Malmo, will be back in the lineup. He was injured in that pre-tournament game against Canada. There's a chance in front of the net, a good poke check. Andrea follows up. Ranishitz gets the blocker up on that. And settled down now by St. Peters. He'll play it in deep. Wallinder back for it. On for Rosine. Back for Wallinder. And he'll come near side for Emil Andrea. Andrea will put this up the ice. Johnson gets to the blue line for Youngman. Youngman settles it down. Youngman trying to get it back to the line does. Olsson leaves it there for Andrea. Back for Olsson. Olsson tied up. Gave way to Finn Van E. Gets chipped in deep. Van E goes in after it along with Moritz Lackner. And out in center ice now for Olsson. For Niederbach. He'll drop it back. Torgerson going cross ice. Good poke check there, but then the puck does end up with a chance for Sweden, and a tight end shot goes over top and out.
Here's Fabian Lysell again. I mean, his ability to take on contact and handle it and then understand coming off of those contact plays where he can go with the puck after he wins it. Gifted, and Andrea, again, not satisfied having the puck in a average shooting position, trying to get it more into the middle of the ice, open up a little bit of net.
Save off the face-off. Blocker stop made by Ranishitz, and then he'll bobble it for a second, and it settles into his catching glove.
These are quick hands by Jonathan Lekkerimäki right off the face-off, and he just snaps this and tries to go short, high side, and Ranishitz makes a great save.
Lekkerimäki, a Vancouver Giants draft pick in the CHL, but speculation is that he will play in Sweden. Some of that is yet to be determined. Battle on the near side boards. Wallner, the captain of the Austrian team, will jam it out the center. And Forsfjall will send it right back in. Comes around the boards. Put back down low by Ogren. Back to the line it comes, and a shot through some traffic, and that sailed wide. That came from Forsfjall at that left point. Back in now for Tyler. He'll get rubbed out in behind the net. Down low support for Sweden. And Lekkerimäki had it, knocked off his stick by Wallner. And Forsfjall will regroup for Sweden. Slovakia and Latvia, the second game here in Edmonton. 4 o'clock local start. Pass up the middle. This gets deflected. Icing waved off. Reinbacher circles back in behind his own net. Plays it up for St. Peters. Peters banks it off the glass, but it's kept it at the line by Luth. And now some room down the left side boards. In across, long shot there by Dobnik, who has a goal in this tournament. And now Sweden right back up. A race for it to the corner. Schoberg had his stick lifted. Reinbacher's on it. Reinbacher getting pressured there by Schodin. And they jam it up against the boards into the back half of the second period. Helga Grands plays it across for Edmondson, who opened the scoring in the game. Edmondson drops it back there. And Rosine with the wrister that goes off the stick up and out of play. We are in Edmonton for the summer edition of the World Junior Championship on TSN.
Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Vancouver's first-round draft pick in the 2022 draft. Magnificent hands, and off the face-off, I mean, this is just quickly off the stick, and Ranishitz has to make a real strong save, and then right off the next face-off, well, it's Liam Ogren who makes the save. Ogren's tough, but he doesn't want to sign up for these types of things here. Get his hat adjusted a little bit. And And they're teammates in your garden, and
yeah, don't need
long-time friends.
Yeah,
that is friendly fire, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So a 2-0 lead for Sweden. Only game 2 of this World Championship for these two teams. The final 2 teams to get into second game action. Edvinsson on for Lasalle. Right back in again. Stopped there at the line by Horrell. And now Horrell will play it up in center. Deflected away by Finn Van Eet. Lackner couldn't catch up to it. And right back in for Ljungman. On for Lasalle. He'll get chased. Knocked away from him by Lucas Horrell. Horrell after it. Spills his man in behind the net, but Sweden does control. Lasalle at the line. Helge Grands on for Edvinsson. He bobbled it. And that was enough time for that loose puck to get cleared by Lackner. Good stick lift there by Lackner as he pulls it away from Ljungman. And Edvinsson will wind it up. Primal drops it off. Mitrovic plays it on, and it gets stuffed in there by Renecki. Edvinsson back for it. To the front of his own net, off his stick. He'll get support there from Niederbach. And then Jonsson cross ice. Edvinsson jams it up for Torgerson. Torgerson had 2 goals in that opening win against Switzerland. Mitrovic takes his man to the backboards. The puck is kept in at the line by Jonsson. Save made. Loose puck in front. And there to clear that was Geifus. And then he'll head to the bench on the line change. Andrea right back up the ice. Cuts to the left side, gets to the red line, sends it in. Ranishik will punch that to the corner. Tyler trying to handle it at the Swedish blue line. And a bouncing puck giving him all sorts of difficulty, and that allows Aki Stakastad, who was shaken up in the opening game, to clear. Stakastad then takes a solid jolt there at the blue line from Lidner. And the puck squirts loose for Olsson. Olsson will shovel it through the middle, looking for Stakastad. This will get all jammed up in the corner. Cross-ice pass. It was there for a split second for Sjoberg, but the pass may be a little too hot for him to handle. Oscar Meyer will dump it in. Kalle Klang will kick it away. Ian Scherzer, who will play in Sweden for Rögle for a second year, the youngster for Austria, gets cleared up at center and sent in deep. Reinbacher chips a backhander up the boards, taken up at center, and this will get cleared in by Dobnik. And now Sweden on the regroup. 27-8 the shots on goal here in this game, and a 2-0 lead for Sweden. Dobnik snaps it off the boards, and Edvinsson will retreat. Edvinsson being watched there by Luca Auer. In across the line for Magnusson. Couldn't get it deep. Turned right back up. Luca Auer sends it across. Lockner will send it the rest of the way in, and Kalle Klang will block it in behind his own net. Plays it on for Sjödin, a Buffalo pick in 2022. Another player out of Rögle. Had 11 games also in the Champions League. Sjödin did. In a shot, short side, scores. Emil Andrea jumps in from the line, takes the pass, and wires it high short side, and that gets the Swedish fans in the building excited.
And we've seen Emil Andrea, try to get that puck into better shooting positions. He's not hesitant about jumping into the offensive rush and being comfortable deeper into the offensive zone. Real good play, head up, and there's a little bit of a look off, and then Ranishitz is like, oh, is he going to pass it? But Andrea just takes it, and Ranishitz gets a piece of it with his stick, but he opened up that part of the net because you think about Andrea maybe making a pass to that far post and try to protect against it. And it's a great play by Andrea.
Talked about Simon Edmondson's ice time in the opening game at 26 plus. Just under 25 minutes in that game was Emil Andrea. There's a shot from the line from Helge Granz. Save made by Ranishitz, and he will hang on. Emil Andrea gets Sweden's third goal of the game here with 5:06 to go in the second.
We know what an elite skater Simon Edmondson is, but he's also inefficient. There's a little two up. But he's never under what you would feel is pressure. A little look, a quick turn, and now they go the other way. Just superb. Again, Klang knows, hey, I'll get it into Edmondson's hands, just steps over it, and the puck comes ahead. But his skating ability is so exceptional, and he can chew up ice so quickly. And you think about great players that skated so well. Paul Coffey comes to mind with respect to how quickly he could turn the net and in like 4 strides be at the opposing team's blue line. You know, you watch Edmondson, he gets up that ice as quick as any young player in the world.
First round pick, number 6 overall by Detroit out of Frölunda. And a real good chance that he'll be a teammate of Moritz Seider's come September and October. At least he will get a very good look with the Detroit Red Wings. Cleared out through center ice. Sweden back in, and another penalty coming to Austria. This will be a hooking call in Sweden, 1-for-1 on the power play. We'll go back to the man advantage as Lidner will head to the box for 2 or less.
Number 4, minor penalty for hooking.
You mentioned Marco Kasper, number 8 overall. As we take a look at the penalty in the recent draft by the Detroit Red Wings, Austria has produced some very good players. Thomas Vanek, Michael Grabner. Player we saw at the World Championship, Dominic Heinrich, is their points leader in a single tournament with 7, and he had a very good World Championship in Finland for Austria. Emil Andrea at the line, lets the shot go, scores! Andrea with his second of the period. Some traffic in front. It may have changed directions, and it gets by Ranishitz, and Sweden has now taken complete control of this game.
Oh yeah, right off the face-off though, and you know, again, Andrea, the calmness, puck kicks back here, and then now Andrea gets the puck, and he's just in a total state of, I'll size it up, let's see what we got here. And you talk about a double screen. You have number 9 Ljungman that's screening, but also Ranishitz's own teammate, the defender Tyler. Andrea with his second goal of the game on the power play. I know, talking to Cheryl Pounder during the first intermission, she really wanted to see Sweden attack more through the neutral zone, get some clean entries. And that penalty was drawn because there was an attack mentality and speed through the neutral zone, trying to enter that zone. So even through the effort of that purpose, you know, you end up drawing a penalty and score. But you know, really significant if you want to have success, is you're going to face harder and more difficult competition.
Yeah, it is something that Sweden was guilty of not doing in the opening game. They didn't have that speed, and they still tried to carry it in. But they are attacking that Austrian line, and here they come again. Sjoberg will play this back at the line. It misses Jansson and slides all the way back into the Sweden zone. And Edmondson will circle back. Edmondson gets all wrapped up there, draws another penalty, and this one is an offensive zone penalty, and Finn Van E will go to the penalty box, and Sweden will go right back to the power play.
For holding.
getting on the wrong side of your opponent, never a good idea. And, you know, when you're just a half step slower, try to make a play. There's the grab on, and Edmondson's going to beat that play. It's almost like, let him stand back there. don't let him move from there.
We talk about the 2023 World Junior Championship coming up in Atlanta, Canada. Moncton and Halifax. Sweden will host the 2024 World Junior Championship. Back to the line it comes. Slap shot by Rosine. Ouch. That got blocked as Geifers got in front of it. We'll try and stay on the ice and skate that off. LaSalle, again with some speed, finds some room. Shot off the left shoulder and then off the goalpost. LaSalle with that speed and that shot. Helga Grands sends it on for Rosine. Rosine will send it rink wide. Lysell will send it to the goal line for Ogrid. Back for Lysell. Lysell trying to get that back up into the high slot. And looking for Stakastad, and this will get intercepted and cleared.
Well, I know one thing, Dennis. I'm going to check the Sport Logic data after this game to see how much the puck has been on Fabian Lysell's stick, because it seems like every time he's out there on the ice, the puck is on his stick and something dangerous is happening in the Swedes' favor.
We will look forward to the results of your investigation. Cleared down the ice by Lackner.
Sport Logic is just an unbelievable hockey analytics company. Number of events that they track over the course of the game.
It is
that they are the benchmark for hockey analytics.
Niederbach plays it back for Olsson. Emil Andrea, 2 in the game, 2 here in the period. Back-to-back goals for the youngster wearing the C for Sweden in this game. Tees one up, and that another shot and some more friendly fire as Youngman takes that one off the foot.
And one thing we know is that there is no relegation of the 2022 World Junior. So Austria is returning, and yeah, we can see that they have some challenges against the better teams, but they have 16 players returning to Atlantic Canada, where the tournament will take place in Moncton and Halifax. But that's where relegation will matter, and the experience of these 16 players could be significant. And maybe they get Marco Kasper as well.
Back at the line for Edmondson. No shots on that power play for Sweden. And on that topic, Greg, you wonder if that didn't play a part in some of the player selection with no relegation. Hey, let's give some of these young players an experience that maybe they can take with them to Atlantic Canada in December. Shot from the line. As Oscar Meyer let that one go. Karam's off a leg. Ends up in the corner in the Swedish zone. 4-0 lead for Sweden here late in the second period. Edmondson puts on the brakes in the corner. Edmondson will get a little bit of help there from Shodin. Back for Edmondson. Edmondson get pressured on the plate by number 23, Dobnik. Bounces out at center ice. Dying seconds of period number 2. Set all the way around the boards. Thorgerson goes in after it, chopped away from him. And the second period will come to an end.
Well, on the penalty kill, we saw Tim Geifers. Oh, that's right off the left ankle, out the outside of the skate. And yeah, he's trying to fight through that pain, but then we saw a little bit of friendly fire. Andrea, he catches Youngman on the inside of his left skate, and Youngman now trying to battle through a little pain.
Yeah, bring on the ice packs. That may be after the game. I'm not sure those players want to take those skates off between the second and third period here. 40 minutes done, and a game that Sweden has in complete control. A couple of goals from the defenseman Andrea in that period. 4-0, 40 minutes done.
All right, here's Here's what took place in the second period here in Edmonton, Alberta. All Sweden. So they scored 3 goals in that one, boosting their lead to 4-0. Third period action set to get underway. Let's get over to Dennis and Craig.
The 2 from Emil Andrea certainly has Sweden in control of this game, but not a surprise, Craig. The ice time leader for the Sweden team is Simon Edvinsson.
You know, I use the word commanding presence. And I think that when you look at Simon Edvinsson, he has that in so many regards. He's calm, he's cool, a little peace out there from him. And, you know, he's so dialed into different areas of the game. Here he is with Thomas Montan. But here, you got that one, you know, size it all up, gives a little direction. Here's a little spin move. He tries to bring it to the front of the net. And then shortly thereafter, he takes matters into his own hands and just wires that past Renishitz. But, you know, that ability to just do so many things in the game that literally lower the coach's heart rate. Like, you're never in a state of stress when Simon Edvinsson is out on the ice because he is in command of the game.
How about a defense partner? You just say, I'm just going to give it to him. There's some numbers there for Edvinsson. And fans in Detroit and the Red Wings organization very excited about this young man, and rightfully so. There's Emil Andrea, a couple of goals for him in this game in that second period where Sweden has taken control with a 4-0 lead. Sweden looking to go to 2-0 and closing out the tournament against the United States on Sunday and then Germany on Monday. So the third period gets going here in Edmonton. In that USA-Sweden game, a battle for first place in Group B. Back into his own zone, Lindner puts this off the boards and out the center. Forstjol has it. Gets it out at center, no further, and it's put right back in by Dobnik. Leo Luke, his first game of this World Championship, missed the opener because of a suspension from an incident that happened in December. And we mentioned this earlier again, Anton Olsson not in the lineup for the second straight game for Sweden, but is expected to be in the lineup for the game against the United States in a couple of days. Rosine takes this to the net. Try to get that to Youngman on the backside. So Youngman, who took a shot off the foot in that second period, is back out. Edvinsson on for Youngman, stopped at the line as Horrell breaks that one up. Rosine will try it again. Horrell comes across to tie up Lysell. Chesney on the loose puck up for Finn Van E. Tried to swat it out of midair and out, could not. And it's put right back deep by Stakestad. Okay, Stakestad back for Edvinsson. Cross ice for Helga Granz. The shot never got through. And off the glass and out the center ice by Auer. Right back in. Stakestad lets the shot go. That's off the stick. Primal plays it up the boards. It doesn't get anywhere. They'll try it again to Chesney. Comes to the near side. Lackner trying to jam it out. Does, but it's going to be an icing call. And Austria, in need of a change, won't get one.
We're just talking about Simon Edvinsson. So an example of being totally under control, in command. Here he is in the neutral zone. The puck comes back. Here, I got it. Here, let's just split. Here. And now you're going the other way. You're not going back in your own zone. The forwards don't have to come all the way back. He just takes control of the situation. What a problem solver he is as a defenseman. And Dennis, you pointed it out. Big ice time muncher.
At the line, Primal sends it around. A race to the far side, trying to jam that out with Shodin for Sweden. Primal will get it again and snap it back down low. Maximilian Primal, who plays in the Alps Hockey League for Klagenfurt. Magnusson drops it back. Wallinder will send this into the Austrian zone. Magnusson pours in after it. Oscar Magnusson, a Washington pick, gets it back at the line. Leo Luke let the shot go, turned aside. chopped off the boards by Wernicke and out to center ice. And this will get picked up by Maximilian Hengelmuller, and he will play this into the Swedish zone, but it's not there for long. Here comes Olsson in full flight, and Ranishit's the save on the short side. Back out Oscar Meyer. Hits the line with Wallner. Wallner trying to get it back to the blue line. Skips away, and right back in for Niederbach. He tried to go cross ice, and a good defensive stick there by Martin Urbanek to deflect that away and back up for Thaler. Thaler in with the shot, and Calle Klang makes the save. And then Calle Klang gets pulled over.
Helge Grans should be upset here. He has every right to be upset. I mean, that play is shut down, and Thaler comes in from behind and bumps Grans. There's Grans. He's pointing at the referee like, come on. You see the play come right in here to Klang. It's over. And then now that little push. Like, that's just unacceptable. And Helge Grans' anger is warranted there. Yeah, that's what you're going to get when you make that type of play. Quite frankly, that's exactly what Thaler deserves.
Bit of a yard sale going on there. Yep, he gets cuffed about the ear.
Yeah.
Little face wash.
Yeah.
And he'll go to the penalty box along with Grans.
When you poke your finger in the Lions' cage, don't be surprised when it gets bit.
So down 4-0. We'll get some 4-on-4 action here as Thaler to the penalty box, part of the U18 program in Austria. The U20 D1A was part of the 2021 World Junior team as well. Plays in Mora, Sweden. We see a number of players. We talked about young Casper playing in Rogla. So 4-on-4, Wallner plays it down low. Jonsson sends it around for Edvinsson. And Simon Edvinsson will just skate this out. Sends it on for Ljungman. Ljungman will drop it off and comes near side for Jonsson. And no room for him. It will come back out in center. Lysell will carry it right back in. 4-0 lead for Sweden. Lysell leads it for Edvinsson. He tried to dipsy his way to the front of the net, couldn't get around Wallner. And back across for Oscar Meyer from the Red Bull organization in Salzburg.
You know, we talk about what I call pillar defensemen, Dennis, and if you're the partner of a pillar defenseman, they not only make the game look easy and keep it in control, but they make it easy for you. And that's what Simon Edvinsson is able to offer to whoever he plays with on this Swedish team.
Now, unfortunately or fortunately, because he's from Sweden, he will get in Detroit. He will get compared to whether it be Kronwall, whether it be Lidstrom, or...
There's that play where Thaler pushes Grans right into Klang. And you know, Klang's got the puck, and he's not expecting contact. The play's well over, and as Grans comes into him, you know, you could twist a knee, you could sprain an ankle. Like, just so wrong on so many levels. And you're right, you're going to get compared. I mean, you know, he's such an elite skater. And, you know, when I say that in the amateur ranks, players outside the NHL, there is no better skater than Simon Edvinsson. And, you know, the comparisons start, and, you know, we know what a great skater Hedman is. And, you know, obviously being from Sweden, you start to make those comparisons. And
speaking of minute munchers, Hedman certainly falls into that category. This gets deflected out at center ice. 4-on-4 for another 35 seconds in a 4-0 Sweden lead. Just a couple of games today, not the triple headers that we have seen. Slovakia and Latvia will be a 4 o'clock start. To the backboards, good body contact there from Andrea as he ties up Luka Auer. Auer centers, Calle Klang, good save off Senna Peters. On some good work there by Auer to get that onto the stick of Peters. Senna Peters now on it, trying to work it to the front of the net. couldn't get it around Wallinder, and Emil Andrea will take it. We're back to 5-on-5. And on for Edmondson. Up through center. This will get chipped in by Stierenborg. He'll go in after it, gets it for Magnuson. He'll play it back at the line. Jonsson for Edmondson. Edmondson off the stick. Corralled in front by Magnuson. Snapped it wide off a leg. Played all the way around the boards. Primal trying to track it down. Can't. Edmondson. Nice little stutter. Step goes cross ice. Oh, what a setup. And a save made by Ranishitz. But a terrific setup by Edmondson for Steenbjorg. Works out to center and bounced in. Icing waved off. And Edmondson will go back and start right back up the ice for Sweden. Sweden 2-2 in the 2021 World Junior. Well, get a stoppage in play. So players getting in the way of pucks and getting involved in the action. Referees taking a jolt. Interference. Summer edition of the 2022 World Junior Championship continues tomorrow. Team Canada will take on Czechia. Catch the action 8 Eastern, 4 local, 3 Pacific. Only on TSN. Canada coming off a big win, big day for Mason McTavish. Gets 4 in the game. Now is the points leader at this World Junior Championship. 4 goals and 4 assists for 8 points for Mason McTavish. And
Mason really wanted to play in this tournament. You know, and you think about everything he's done over the last year, you know, playing and coming to the World Junior, NHL, World Junior, being traded from Peterborough to Hamilton, going to the Memorial Cup. He's had a lot of hockey, but he really wanted to be a part of this World Junior Championship. And boy, he's more than just a part of this World Junior Championship. He's the lead star.
Greg, I know there are players that aren't here. They chose not to be here for whatever reason, and that's their prerogative. But for a lot of the junior age players, to have the tournament canceled back in December would have just been an awful way to end your junior eligibility.
Yeah, well, it is, and you know, we see so many of those players that aren't going to be eligible, and penalty coming up here to Austria. The reach in on Lysell. That's clearly a trip. And Sweden now going to another power play.
Philip Pinter in behind the bench.
9, minor penalty for tripping.
I'll finish the thought about, like, and so many of them are here wanting to play, and some players are hurt and they weren't able to participate. I mean, Caden Gooley, who was the captain of the entity at Christmas time, he's got an injury he's dealing with. He wanted to be here, and you know, some other players that just can't participate. But you know, when you can compete in your age group at the highest level, I think that's a significant part of development and something that the players benefit from.
Sweden 2 for 3 on the power play so far in this game, with 3 power play shots and back to work with the man advantage again. It gets intercepted by Lucas Tyler, and he'll clear it all the way down the ice. Philip Pinter, 37 years of age, in behind the bench for Austria. Marco Piwal was to coach Austria in December. His club team would not let him go. They wouldn't release him. So Roger Batter, the manager of the team, stepped in and coached in December. And now Philip Pinter takes over in behind the bench. Spent a little bit of time in North America as a player, Des Moines in the USHL, and then in Haverhill, Massachusetts for a bit as well. In comes Lysell on the power play, and another penalty coming up as he gets taken down by Lawrence Lidner. And now a high stick. And that brought a reaction from the Austrian bench, but
he signaled a penalty shot. The referee signaled a penalty shot. And then he went to the tripping call, so
Team Austria, number 4, tripping. Penalty shot.
Yes, it's tripping, and it is going to be a penalty shot.
Okay, he signaled the penalty shot first, and then he went to the tripping signal. Lysell again going to the net. No, he hasn't been rewarded with a goal, but it hasn't been from any lack of opportunity or effort.
And that may get taken care of right now here on this penalty shot. Fabian Lysell in on Ranishitz, goes to the forehand. Ranishitz stays with him, gets the left pad down, and makes a real good stop.
And much to the relief of Lorenz Lindner. And Lysell moving quickly, but Ranishitz just stays so stable in his positioning, and he never opens up. And Lysell now trying to come back. He's in too tight, can't get the puck over the pad.
That was a good move by Lysell, but a really good save by Ranishitz. Power play continues for Sweden. Helga Grands. He'll send it, get it back, wires it from the line, blocked. Chased down by Rosine. Sends it down for Ogren, back for Rosine. Up top, Grands. Back for Rosine, who does have a goal in this game and 2 in the tournament. And another block up top. Geifers has had a number of blocks. Injured in the second period. Shot, score, what a goal. Fabian Lysell up top, short side. Power play marker, and 5-0 Sweden.
Well, you know, the saying, get on to the next play. You know, park everything that, you know, didn't work in your favor behind you. Well, Fabian Lysell puts that saying to work. Here's the penalty shot, real good move, and Ranishitz with a real good save. But Lysell has been in and around it all game long, and he comes in here, little quick play, and what a shot. Just, he sees that opening over the right shoulder of Ranishitz, and there's not much there. And boy, he puts it right there, a little bit off the mask, it looks like, and rewarded deservedly.
Doesn't get much more perfect than that.
Oh.
Geifers a couple more blocks on blasts from the line from Helga Grands. And it was Geifers in the second period who took one off the inside of the foot and went to the bench in some discomfort. Wallner back at his own end for Austria. Plays it up on the boards. Oscar Meyer to the line. It will ricochet off a couple of bodies and out the center ice.
I feel a little bit better about that Lysell goal because I was talking to a young Vancouver Giants fan, Addie. Her favorite player is Fabian Lysell, and I said, he'll score 2 today. She goes, not 3. I said, that would be bold. So he's got 1 to go, and I know she'll be happy with 1. She'll be really happy with 2.
Well, it was nice enough that may be enough. Cross ice pass. Oh, what an opportunity off that backside. Ranishitz again with some traffic, and Thorgerson just put that wide, coming off the 2-goal game against Switzerland. Tyler will send this in, and icing gets waved off. Edmondson, he'll put on the brakes. And we'll get a line change for both teams. Stjernborg gets it to center, dishes it off. Magnuson will send it the rest of the way in. Ogren is after it. Ogren gets tied up in the corner, gets a bit of a bump there from the youngster Scherzer, the 2005 birthday. Ian Scherzer had a couple of assists in the opening game against Germany. Scherzer sends it down low to the goal line. Peters trying to get it back out front, looking for Finn Van Ee. And Ogren will start back for Sweden. He'll dish it off. Stjernborg unable to get it deep into the Austrian zone.
Heads up. Go.
Andrea will sift this into the Austrian end of the ice. After it, Lakari Maki He couldn't control that bouncing puck and back up for Luka Auer. He'll get it across. Lackner tried to get it to the back side there. Coming up on the play was Urbanic. Failed to materialize, and Olsson will skate it right back in. Snapshot from Olsson, and Ranishitz will make the save and hang on to it. Another look at this beautiful goal by Fabian Lysell up top. 5-0, Sweden with the lead.
Fabian Lysell has had a real bite of this game, a real presence with the puck, so many different opportunities to score, and the hunger and determination in and around the net, the willingness to drive to the net and to pay a price to score. And you know, he makes a nice play on this pass to Rosine, and then he gets finally rewarded on the play after he misses the penalty shot. The speed has been fantastic. It brings one off the post, but he makes no mistake on that one, and justly rewarded, Dennis, for a terrific game by Fabian Lysell.
Got stopped on the penalty shot, and then 34 seconds later provides that highlight reel goal.
At the U18 Championships in Dallas, Texas in April 2021, Connor Bedard missed the penalty shot against Russia in the gold medal game, and he came right back out on the ice and he scored a fantastic backhand goal. Very similar, no, it wasn't a similar type play, but situation. Missed the penalty shot and go, okay, I just need to make good on my next opportunity.
Talented players find a way to do that. Back to the line it comes. 2 in the game for Andrea, looking for 3, and that shot never got through. Jumping on the loose puck by Sal. Sends it back. Emil Andrea. Lysell, they play give and go. Lysell sends it back. Andrea up top. Helga Granz. Granz, a wrist shot deflected. That went wide. Knocked down with a high stick is what the officials are going to say.
From my angle, it looked like Lysell was the one that got his high stick on it off that shot by Granz. But the pictures will tell us the true story, as they always do.
So a stoppage in play. Another look at it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Pictures don't lie.
Nope. Some will try and convince us that they do, but Reinbacher, he'll play this to his defense partner. Fialer will send it out to center ice. That play gets no further, and Ogren will carry it right back in. Stakastad, Ogren, good quick release there. That went wide. Johnson jumps on the loose puck. Under 7 to go here in the third period. Good job to hold that in by Aki Stakastad. And tried to shovel a backhander down low, almost intercepted by Oscar Meyer, but Sweden will hold it in, and that forces Ranishitz to make the save off of Albert Schoberg.
Well, we saw Sweden, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say survive against Switzerland, but, you know, they played with a little bit on the edge. Switzerland could have scored on the power play, or 2 or 3 or 4. They could have made it a little more interesting, and they did get within 1 goal. But, you know, trying to ramp up now as they go on. They're going to have a real challenge for first in the group when they play the USA.
The battle for first place.
Yep.
In Pool D.
And there's no question that's where the battle is. Yes. It'll be in that game. Monday evening, I believe the game is.
Back in December, we were all getting ready for the USA-Sweden game when things came to a halt. And again, that would have been the same situation, the battle for top spot. Scherzer grabs it off for Austria. Scherzer to center ice. It's knocked off of his stick, and Oscar Magnuson will play it back into his own end. Forstfjall will settle it down. And he'll park in behind Callie Klang. Pittsburgh draft pick Now Anaheim property going over in the Ricard Raquel deal. Edmondson will shovel this in, goes in after it. Urbanic in behind his own net, gets double teamed. But Urbanic does a good job and wins the puck battle, sends it around for Finn Van Ee. He'll clear it in, and Callie Klang will send it off the boards. Olofsson was going to leave it there for Niederbach. And as a result, a bit of a turnover. Luca Auer gets that on for Lackner. And Moritz Lackner's shot never got through.
Nice shot block by Ludwig Johnson.
Cleared back in again. Luca Auer puts that to the front of the net. Finn Van Ee trying to get to that loose puck first, but he was all tied up there on the backtrack. Good job by Victor Steenbjord to get inside position. Or maybe that was Thorgerson. Cleared up at center. Back in across. Boy, there's a bounce to the cell step in this game, and a ripper there from Helga Grands that finds the crossbar. Lysell tried to get that one through for Stakestad. It was intercepted. Hengenmuller lets the shot go. That one over top the net. Maximilian Hengelmuller, number 9 for Austria. This gets cleared in. Mitrovic tried to bat that out of midair. Didn't get much on it. And kept in at the line by Andrea. Emil Andrea to the front of the net. Ranishit's good job, makes the save. Loose puck, Stakestad. Puck is still free. Loose puck, Rosine gets a whack at it. Johnson jumps in from the blue line. Plays it back, Andrea. Rosine, short side try. Save made, Ranishit's. And finally controlled now by Austria. And Wernicke will get the center and dump it deep. And Austria in need of a change. Emil Andrea will skate this up. Hits the line, Andrea plays it off the backboards, goes after it himself. He'll take a bump in behind the net from Tialer. And a shot, and save made by Ranishitz, and he will hang on. Well, the game is supposed to be fun, and when you're up 5-0, easy to have smiles, not only from the fans, but also from the players. Sweden in control of this one here with 3 minutes to go in the third. Well, Craig Button's pick to win gold at this World Junior Championship is this Swedish team. Team that has had ups and downs. Outstanding record in the preliminary round. Good in the quarterfinals. And things, as they should, get a little tougher. 6-6 in the semis. And only the 1 gold medal. But a team here that has a very good chance that come the medal presentation, they may be getting the gold ones around their necks, but Canada's a very good team, and you never count out Finland.
No, you can't. And you know, you look at the tournament ahead of time, and you look at the way teams are built and the different areas that you believe can lead to success. And I think Sweden has all those elements, from the goaltender Wallstad to the defense group that they have, and I think they have enough offense up front.
Leo Loof in with a shot off the left pad of Ranishitz. Loof on it again, but he'll skate this out to center ice. Kerry Mackey will start the line change for Sweden as he goes to the bench. Pass up the middle, and Tyler will deflect this into the Swedish zone, and Callie Klang will play it on for Jonsson. Jonsson will send it down the far side boards, back to the Austrian blue line. That's as far as that play gets, and Scherzer will come back. Scherzer, he'll slip this past Wallinder and into the Swedish zone. Under 2 to go here in this one.
Dennis, when I make those predictions, it's always interesting. If I pick Canada, all you do is pick Canada. if I don't pick Canada, why didn't you pick Canada? You hate Canada, right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
And their predictions, as my dear friend Les Jackson always reminds me, you can only be one of two things, right or wrong.
Yeah.
And if I could be right all the time, I would be putting a lot of money on these games and try to gain in the gambling arena.
Yeah, exactly. Never easy. Helger Grant's trying to play this back in, and I think this is going to be too many men on the ice against Austria, perhaps, or Grant's involved on the far side with Wernicke and Scherzer.
We talk about the World Junior Championship and where Sweden has found themselves. I don't know if I ever saw a more disappointed team than in 2014 in Malmo. That was a team that was terrific. It was, you know, again, all the elements. They went to overtime. Philip Forsberg was the captain, and Rasmus Ristolainen of Finland scored the overtime, the golden goal, and you could hear a pin drop in that arena. And that is the like, I mean, you're always disappointed, but I think that was a tournament where Sweden had been so dominant and so good, but you come down to one game against really good competition, and Finland was that.
Well, you mentioned Philip Forsberg, some of his numbers at this World Junior Championship. There's a shot. Ranishitz gets in front of that. 40 seconds left. They didn't call a penalty on that. They just whistled play down. Emil Andrea, 2 in the game. Icing gets waved off. Torgerson gets in after a loose puck. Gets it on for Olsson. Olsson for Niederbach, scores! Theodor Niederbach finds the back of the net in the dying seconds of this one, and that'll make it a 6-0 game.
This is big man hockey. Daniel Torgerson uses his size. He gets on the puck, gains position. And then Olsson comes right in behind him, and he uses his size, and then just a perfect pass. Niederbach reads the play perfectly and slides right into that spot. But both Torgerson and Olsson establishing space, winning the puck with their size, and a beautiful pass by Olsson as Niederbach slides into the slot. And Ranishitz fishes it out, but we've seen it time and time again from Sebastian Ranishitz. He's a gamer. He's a gamer, and he's a really good goaltender. And if Austria didn't have him in the net, it would be double the score.
3 assists in the game now for Oskar Olsson. As this one winds down here, Slovakia and Latvia yet to come. And across the line, Tyler into the corner. He'll go. Tyler, he'll bump there with Leo Loof. And Luke will send this up the boards, and this one will come to an end. So Sweden will go to 2-0 with a 6-0 convincing victory. We'll have players of the game for each team. Then we will have the Swedish national anthem. Andrea, a couple of goals in this game. We mentioned Olsson, 3 assists. Sebastian Ranishitz is always in consideration for player of the game, as he should be. Faced 40 shots in this one. Very busy opening period for him. And Sweden will now prepare for a Sunday match against the United States. Tomorrow is another triple header. We mentioned only 2 today.
The best player of each team is awarded a one-of-a-kind hockey stick, hand-painted by one of Canada's most prolific contemporary Indigenous visual artists, Jason Carter. The prizes will be presented by Indigenous Sport Council ambassadors Wacy Rabbit and Ashley Collingbull. The best player of Team Austria est le numéro 30, number 30, Sebastian Ranishitz.
Terrific game for Ranishitz, you know, no surprise there. You know, I think this is such a wonderful memento, those hand-painted sticks, just beautiful.
The best player of Team Sweden est le numéro 4, number 4, Emil Andrea.
Emil Andrea, a couple of goals in the game.
He had a couple of chances to complete the hat trick.
He did. Had one late in the third that got blocked, never got through. So Sweden wins it 6-0. They will go to 2-0. And now we will rise for the Swedish national anthem
of Sweden. Maintenant, merci de vous lever afin d'écouter l'hymne national de la Suède.
So Sweden proving to be too much to handle for Austria here at the World Junior Championship Day 4. 6-0. Sweden blanks Austria. This is the first of 2 games, and with that win, Sweden improves to 2-0, sitting atop the group just under United States. Germany, the only other team in this group with a win under their belt. As mentioned earlier, this was the first of 2. Next up, we got Slovakia taking on Latvia, a battle for a spot in the quarterfinals. That one getting underway 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, right here on TSN. Sweden's offense came to life. Edvinsson, Rosen, Andrea scoring twice. Lysell, Niederbach to close things out as Sweden takes this one 6-0 on behalf of all of us here at TSN. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.